All right, let's talk about a country that's got layers like a really complicated onion. We're diving into the Republic of Sudan. Now, that's its official name, the one you would see on a formal document or at the United Nations. It sounds very important, doesn't it? But for us, it's Sudan, a place with a story that's as vast as its landscape. This isn't just some spot on a map, it's a nation that has seen ancient kings, colonial powers, and dramatic changes, all while sitting under the hot African sun. It's a place of incredible history and resilience, a true survivor. So, how big is this place? Imagine this. Sudan is enormous. We're talking about 1.88 million square kilometers. This makes Sudan the third biggest country in all of Africa, which is a continent full of big countries. It's a massive piece of real estate, from sandy deserts in the north to more fertile lands in the south. You could drive for days and still be in Sudan, which is why its story is diverse and complex. Sudan is home to around 46 million people. That's a lot of people. Think about it. That's almost the entire population of Spain or Argentina living within its borders. These 46 million people carry the culture, the history, the hopes of the nation. They are a mix of hundreds of ethnic and tribal groups, each with unique traditions and languages, creating a vibrant and sometimes challenging mosaic of humanity. Here's a little history lesson, quick and easy. For a long time, Sudan wasn't its own boss. It was under the control of its neighbors, Egypt and the United Kingdom. This was called Anglo-Egyptian rule. The Sudanese people wanted to run their own show. On January 1st, 1956, Sudan raised its own flag as an independent nation. Every country has neighbors, and Sudan's neighborhood is a busy one. To the north, Egypt. To the east, Eritrea and Ethiopia. The Red Sea forms the eastern coast. To the southeast, South Sudan. To the south, the Central African Republic. To the west, Chad. And in the northwest, Libya. The Red Sea gives Sudan a coastline and access to major shipping lanes. Ports like Port Sudan are economic lifelines. There are stunning coral reefs and marine life, a hidden gem for divers. Many borders bring trade and culture, but also instability, refugees, and security challenges. For a long time, Sudan was the largest country in Africa, a colossal nation from the Sahara's edge to lush regions near the equator. The north was predominantly Arab and Muslim, while the south had many African ethnic groups practicing Christianity and traditional religions. Deep differences led to one of Africa's longest, most devastating civil wars. After years of fighting, the Comprehensive Peace Agreement in 2005 paved the way for a referendum. In 2011, nearly 99% voted for Southern Sudan to secede. On July 9, 2011, the Republic of South Sudan was born. Sudan, once Africa's largest, handed over the title. The split ended the civil war but created disputes over borders and the sharing of oil revenues that still shape relations today. In 2019, massive peaceful protests overthrew Omar al-Bashir, raising hopes for democracy. But in 2021, a military coup dissolved the transitional government. Then in April 2023, the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces turned on each other, plunging cities into brutal conflict. This ongoing conflict has caused a devastating humanitarian crisis, with millions forced to flee their homes, a collapse of basic services, and immense suffering for civilians. As of late 2025, the struggle for power continues. When you picture Sudan, you might imagine endless sand dunes, and you wouldn't be wrong. But that's only part of the picture. The northern part is dominated by vast, arid landscapes. Here you'll find the Nubian Desert, east of the Nile, and the vast Sahara to the west. A world of stark beauty where the sun beats down relentlessly and life clings to the edges of existence. Rocky plains and shifting sands have shaped resilient desert livelihoods for thousands of years. These deserts hold history. The ancient kingdom of Kush, temples and Mero's pyramids, smaller, steeper, and breathtaking. Sudan is defined by the Nile. The Nile isn't just one river here, it's two. The White Nile from the south and the Blue Nile from Ethiopia. They meet at Khartoum, at a confluence known as Al-Mogren. Merging into the Great Nile, they flow north through the desert. This river is Sudan's lifeblood, a ribbon of green. Other rivers matter too, the Atbara from Ethiopia, and seasonal wadis in Darfur that create temporary oases. Rivers dictate where people live and farm. At the very heart of Sudan, where the Blue and White Nile meet, lies the capital, Khartoum. It forms a three-city metro, Khartoum, Omdurman, and Khartoum North, Bahri. Omdurman is famed for massive markets and tradition. Khartoum is the administrative and commercial hub. On the Red Sea, Port Sudan is the gateway, moving cotton, gum arabic, and vital imports. El Fasher and Niala anchor Darfur. Kassala near Eritrea is a key market town, regional hubs for trade, administration, and culture. What do 46 million people do? Around 80% work in agriculture, mostly smallholder farming and herding. Key crops include sorghum, peanuts, sesame, sugarcane, and cotton. Sudan is the world's largest producer of gum arabic, used in soft drinks and paint. Beyond the fields, the service sector employs many: government, trade, transportation, and finance. Before recent conflicts, a professional class was growing. Industry focuses on processing agricultural products. Instability has disrupted farming, destroyed businesses, and shaken livelihoods. Sudan's culture is a tapestry, Arab and African. Rhythms of African drums, melodies of the Arab oud. It's in the food, the clothing, the way people carry themselves. Hospitality, generosity, and strong family and community bonds define daily life. Islam is the dominant faith, mostly Sunni, shaping customs and daily routines. Holidays like Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are major celebrations. Christians make up about 5.4%. Coptic Orthodox, Catholic, and Protestant communities across the country. There's also a small Hindu community, about 0.5%. Official languages are Arabic and English. Arabic is most widely spoken. The currency is the Sudanese pound, SDG, with a volatile value. As of today, $1 might get you around 1,250 Sudanese pounds. 1 Indian rupee about 15 Sudanese pounds. It highlights inflation and economic struggles. Literacy is around 60.7%. Nearly half the country lives below the poverty line. GDP is around $51.66 billion. After deserts, rivers, history, and hardship, what is Sudan? A country of dramatic contrasts. Home to ancient pyramids, the Blue Nile, the White Nile, and their life-giving confluence, where Arab and sub-Saharan cultures meet and mingle. Once the largest in Africa, now redefined. Its path has been marked by instability, coups, civil wars, and the 2023 conflict. Yet the spirit of the Sudanese endures: hospitality, family, community, culture. The country's ISD code is +249, a simple number connecting you to a profoundly complex story. Understanding Sudan means seeing great pain and great beauty and an unbreakable human spirit.